The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am your boy Niner Sickness with the N.W.A. Niners with Attitude podcast. Accompanying with me tonight, we have the Boston Hater and Florida Mike. Boston Hater, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What's up, Florida Mike? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, my brothers. How you guys?
Great. What's up, Kathy? Yeah, we're doing great, man. We're gonna have a nice show tonight, Friday night. The weekend's here. Can't wait to talk. Everybody's coming in. Tom's in here. Kathy, slowly but surely, they're popping up. The faithful to the N.W.A, man. We appreciate you guys. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and share the video. So, there's a couple of topics we're not going to touch tonight. And I'm going to make sure that the viewers hear that. I know it's the off season, but let's for tonight, let's squash the Deshaun Watson conversation. Are we agreement in that, guys? No Deshaun Watson. It's not the Houston Texans have not claimed they're going to release him. So we'll talk about other things. At least leave that topic alone. Is there another topic we shouldn't talk about that we've been talking about? Pretty much is that it.
Well, I always feel like there's a bunch to talk about, man. The fact is, we don't have to talk about that right now. We have talked about that, and that's fine. I'm sure we're going to talk about it, revisit it. For me, there's plenty to talk about. It's the Niners, damn it. We got a lot to talk about just on this panel amongst ourselves. So, yeah, that's cool, man. Much love to all the fans chiming in, by the way.
Yeah, much love, man. We got we got Dina. How you doing? Javier Rios. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Yeah, there's so many things to talk about, and we will talk about those things. But it's kind of like beating the same dead horse with the whole Deshaun Watson conversation. That it's not going to happen anytime soon if it happens. So, with that said, there were some couple coaches. Oh, you gotta excuse me. A couple of coaches changes. That you guys are aware of that? We added some coaches.
I saw that. Did we get a high school coach?
Yeah, we added some coaches. Then we added also what's his name? Son. Somebody's son. Somebody that he's a head coach now, but I forgot to the quality control. As a quality control. I forgot his name.
The offensive pass coordinator.
Yeah, something like
guy?
that. Yeah. His dad's known. His name is well known. I forgot who it is. Obviously not that well known if I don't remember, but
no, you're right. It was Kubiak.
Oh yeah.
That's who you're
Kubiak's son.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Son. So, but those are really people are like, are those coaches are going to make it? I go, no, those are level entry positions that we're hopefully developing for future reference, but they're just low entry, so I don't think they're going to be that effective on this roster anytime soon.
I don't think that it too much. All of the main guys are in place. Your defensive coordinator, your offensive coordinator is the head coach. Your special teams guy is in place. So those are the main guys. When you start talking about position coaches, they're important, but they're not on the same level. And I don't think that it's really going to move the needle one way or another. Basically, what you're getting is, all right, especially with Kubiak. Kubiak is part of that whole lineage of the Shanahans. So when you bring somebody like that in, it's like, okay, we're grooming him like his father was groomed before him. And so Kubiak is basically going to probably grow into an offensive coordinator at some point in time if he does his job well, which probably will. He's got good pedigree. So that's probably where he's headed, and who knows where it goes from there.
Yep. Yep. Well said. So, Florida Mike, what's on your mind, brother?
Yes, sir.
What's on your mind? What you want to share with the viewers tonight about your 49ers, brother?
Hey, first and foremost, I gotta do my shout outs, man, real quick.
That's right.
Shout out to the whole Orlando Niner chapter, to the great Britain, the England chapter, to the Germany Niner chapter, and big shout out to the California guys, the California Niner chapters, and all the Niner fans worldwide, baby. Let's go. So, hey, I just noticed. I checked out the the comments. I appreciate that. Florida Mike is the champ. Whoever that is, hey, much love to you. I love your username. Go ahead, baby. I love it. Oh, so yeah, I want to say that not only are we having all these coaches and these new additions, I want to get you guys' input on the panel and of course the viewers on the defensive side of the ball. So we lost Robert Saleh, and he took his head coaching position. What do you guys think about who we have to replace him now? What do you think? What are the expectations that you have of him? What do we know about him? Let's talk about that. That's what's on my mind. I want to know more about the personnel and the coaching side that we have, and see what you guys take is.
Talking about D'Amico as the defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Other than being a linebackers coach, we don't have much to go on other than the simple fact that they are very high on him, and they were so high on him that they didn't even mess around with all the potential, former head coaches that were defensive coordinators. They wanted to go ahead and promote from within. So all that says is that definitely our hierarchy definitely keeps him in high regard. As far as how he will do, will he be better? Will he be worse? Will he be similar? We'll see that on game day, right?
Right. I mean, the reason why I present that is because more depth to my question. So not only do I would like to know a little bit more what we have, because obviously we don't have a lot on him as in that position role, but we do know that we, like you said, we passed up on guys that are experienced already at that level who have coached in that position. And there was a lot of talk early on about the guy from the Falcons that was with the Legion of Boom, with Dan Quinn. So a lot of people at that time were like, hey, man, that's going to be the guy that we might think. This is when there was rumors going around about Saleh heading out, from the Niners. Now that it officially happened, then we hire internally. Some people, they like the internal hire because it shows promotion and growth to retain our staff. Some people don't. They're like, hey, why are we going to take a chance on someone that is not proven at that position when we can go, get someone who's proven, who has shown the ability to do their thing. So that's why I was getting at more, a little bit more in depth. I mean, yeah, we don't have a lot on him, but from the structure, do you guys like that we're hiring internally, as it gives coaches an opportunity to stay and retain and probably grow with the team?
I don't know that that's necessarily what we were doing. In that case, we did, but we had someone who worked with the receivers that didn't see a path for her to promote. So she asked to leave, and they mutually parted ways because she didn't see, a promotion path in her short-term future. So she went ahead with that.
She's not on the team yet, huh?
No, that's the crazy part about it. She left like she was going to another job.
Yeah, and a lot of people insinuated that she was going to follow Saleh. Saleh's already completed his coaching staff, and her name wasn't in it, so it's weird.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people blame the 49ers for letting her go or blah, 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 but I tell people this. Unless you know what's the situation between her and the organization, all you can do is speculate. I'm pretty sure they came to a mutual agreement with one another, and they found it best to move on. And I think it was her addressing. I think she went to the Niners and asked to leave.
One thing for sure, she definitely went to them and asked for a release.
Yeah, see, so it wasn't them releasing her. So for those that are hating on the Niners organization, with all due respect, get your facts correct. So um, the person that is, I thought it was you at first, Florida Mike, but the individual with Florida Mike is the champ. Who are you? You got to reveal yourself. Otherwise, I can't post your comments on the screen, man. So I appreciate that you're acknowledging Florida Mike, but yeah, and also we mentioned earlier that we were not going to talk about Watson, so let's keep that off the comments as well. There's so many things to talk about tonight, man. So um, let's see here. Tom says, I heard Trent is demanding north of 20 mil. Looks like a hard deal. You want to answer that, Boston Hater?
Yeah, that was obvious. And there is a way to make him, he's going to be 20 plus, but we knew that when we signed him up. That wasn't any surprise. What they're going to have to do because see, he says he's not really for taking what he considers a, hometown deal. What they need to do is they need to be heavy on the guaranteed money for this guy. And if they do that, they can keep him at or around that $20 million mark. That's the only way they'll be able to do it, though. They're going to have to be pretty much, if he has a 4-year deal, and let's say, just for argument's sake, it's for $80 million, they're going to have to guarantee about 80% of that for him to bite. Because if you look at the contracts out there, he would have more guaranteed money on it than anybody out there on a per year basis. So that would be the way to go if you want to keep him around.
Yeah, 75% out front would have to be the factor to keeping them.
Well, the guaranteed money. You don't want it up front. Up front is crazy.
I mean, the guaranteed money, excuse me. And that'll be beneficial for both parties, the Niners and Trent Williams. So I really believe, unless something crazy happens, a desperate team throws something at him, but I really feel that he'll sign with the Niners. I think the Niners will do right by him. But I know the Niners have a bracket that they're not going to cross. If Trent Williams can fall into that bracket and agree with them, most likely he'll sign. So it's really up to Trent Williams. But I think 20 is about right for him, well deserved. And then we have other players that we have to take a look at. Now, I wanted to ask you guys a question. I know we talked about this in the past. I haven't really looked into it, so I'm not certain myself. But I wanted to ask you guys, and neither one of you guys can answer. I know we lose money in cap if we release D Ford. But could it still work something to our advantage if we release them to free some type of money for signing in of our players, or no?
Not prior to June 1. If we release him prior to June 1, it's probably a bad idea.
So after June
probably
1.
Better off to keep him around for the year and hope that you get as much out of him as you can.
Got it. Okay. Because I've been hearing a lot of, if we release him after June 1 or
we can save about 6 million and some change, between 6 and 7 million if we release him. If he's a post June 1 cut.
Now if he retires, if he says I just can't play, and he retires, would then we be out of that dead money?
We have some, but it's significantly less. Him retiring would be the jackpot for us.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the best possible scenario.
It's him retiring.
Because here's the thing. If he retires, he's still got some signing bonus money. That signing bonus money returns. So we're actually going to be pretty close to break even. We'll owe him a little bit. That it'll be a little bit of a cap hit, but it's not much. It's probably less than Jimmy G would be if we cut him.
You have a question for you. Tom is saying, in terms of the salary cap, I heard we are in the middle of the pack. Is that true, Boston Hater? A lot of teams are in trouble already.
Yes, there are a lot of teams in trouble. If the salary cap, assuming that it stays at 175 million, which I'm hearing it's going to go to 185, but that has not been confirmed yet. Uh, we are between 14 and 15 million dollars under the cap right now, which is not a lot when you don't have when you have what 30 some free agents
Yeah.
still out there just on our team alone. So we're not in a good place. You know, it's different. You can't just look at a number because you have numbers that say, hey, this team is only 4 million under the cap, but they only have 4 free agents. Yeah, it's a much different deal. Uh, where with ours, we have 14 million under the cap, 14 to 15 million, and we have a whole lot of like I said, a whole lot of people we need to sign. We're gonna have to play some a shell game with the money to really make it happen this year.
Yeah, one of those. I don't know if you guys grew up watching Popeye, but I remember I forgot the guy with the hamburger. He goes something about if I
Name
get a
was
hamburger,
Wimpy.
Wimpy. How do you go? If I get a hamburger today, I'll be glad to pay you next week.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
And I think a lot of the Niners going to have to be doing a lot of that this
Oh yeah.
offseason to get those players signed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your thoughts about use check?
It still looks good. It looks like he's probably going to be signed before the free agency period.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of people was talking about fullbacks and stuff, but as we said, and especially with me and Boston Hater have said on the show, I don't care how often the fullback is not used with a lot of teams. Use check for our team is pivotal. He does a lot, you know, blocking, uh, run out the backfield, catching some balls at times. He's used in a variety of ways, and he primarily helps us, especially up front with the blocking. So I'm hoping that we do get use check back. I know he's a high paid fullback, but hey, look what he does with the team, you know. So hopefully we can keep him.
Yeah, he went on Twitter, and he wrote on Twitter under his
I
account
saw that.
he really likes playing for the 49ers. He really, really likes it here. When he says that, to me, it sounds like they already have something in the works. They're just kind of just roughing the edges a little bit to get it going. But I don't think he wants to go anywhere. If he gets a little bit less from us, he'll still be the highest paid fullback in the NFL. So, and he likes McDaniels. Is that correct? Is that the coach he likes?
I'm not sure what he
It's
said about the
the
coach.
run game offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator.
Yeah, McDaniel. Okay, yeah.
That's his guy.
Yeah, that's his guy. So I'm pretty sure that that's definitely something that he's looking at. Plus, he has, people don't understand that a lot of people, they don't want to just get up and root their kids out of school. And if they get if they have to, they have to. But if they get the opportunity to work something out, I'm pretty sure he'll sign. And like a Boston Hater said, I really believe he'll sign way before free agency even starts. Matter of fact, out of all the big players, I think him will be the one that will get signed prior to free agency. Jason Verrett might be another one that might get signed before free agency in my thoughts, but he might just want to test the market.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's just reality, man. But it's going to impact a lot of teams. You know what I mean? Like, we're not the only team. So a lot of teams are going to have to adjust to this. And if they're not impacted directly this year as much, they will be very soon. I mean, it's going to affect people regardless. Salary cap in general. But, you know, I'm hoping that we retain as many of the key position core guys as possible, you know, and then just continue to add and build on that depth. So Trent Williams and use check. I mean, those are priorities. You know what I mean? For me on that offensive side. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so many players they're going to be working on. One of the questions was asked, and then Kathy kind of, Javier says, you all think the stadium will be open this coming season. I don't know about the stadium, but I know Gray America might be opening. And Gray America is for those that don't live in the area, it's an amusement park that is in the same parking lot of the stadium. So,
Yes.
to my belief, if they open Great America, I'm most likely they're going to open the stadium because it's the city of Santa Clara, the county of Santa Clara. They'll be the one approving it. So we have to wait and see if that is open. Then I don't see why the stadium wouldn't be. But a lot of things can change between now and September, whatever they start playing in September. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye on that. But hopefully they would open it because you know what, fans are dearly missed. A game is not the same without the fan base, man. So, on that topic, what would you guys' thought this year watching games with no fans?
It's football. Doesn't matter. You know.
Well,
Bottom line
I
was
think it's
bottom line was this. I didn't hear it anyway. Never do unless I'm at the game.
True that. I know that about you. What about you, Florida Mike?
Yeah, I was going to say I think it was expected, man. I mean, because once they announced about the COVID time prior to the season, and there was no preseason, you kind of saw the domino effect. You kind of saw like, okay, they canceled everything was already kind of out of whack. You know, they didn't get to train as much as they normally do. They didn't have a preseason, so it was just kind of things were different. So once the fan interaction, me personally, I really enjoy the fans chance or seeing the fans live in the stadium. You know, when the Niners played Seattle last year, we beat Seattle in Seattle, and those fans looked in. You saw the camera view going around showing all the Seahawk fans looking so depressed, like the Who's from the Grinch. That was a great feeling. I enjoyed it. But when you don't see fans in the stadium, it's like, oh man, on either side, whether it's home or away. So I'm hoping that they follow safe protocols first.
Of course.
I don't know, man. I'm not an expert or a doctor in this situation, but it just seems like I don't know how you'll get rid of this thing. I know a lot of people have their opinions about vaccination and social distancing and wearing masks, but it's like at the end of the day, man, I wish it would just all go away, and hopefully we can get back to how things were with fans attending the games in high numbers. That would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people like Boston Hitter that don't really hear the commentators. They lower the volume. I've tried it a few times, it was pretty cool. But as a season ticket holder, going to the game, going to all the what do they call it? Tailgating, just interacting with the fans, just pumping our fist up, wearing our colors, coming together. Just the atmosphere is something that I think it was definitely missed this year for the fans. Even the players, I truly believe that a lot of players, obviously they're athletes and professional, but they get their juices going when they hear their name. When they hear the fans, go kiddo, go, and they get, I really believe, in my personal opinion, that players get excited and they get pumped from the fan base. And hearing the stupid speakers with the fake cheering fans is just not the same.
Agreed. I mean,
Yeah.
fans have a huge intricate part.
Yeah, but my difference is when I'm watching it on TV, I could care less. When you're talking about being at the game, it's a different ball game.
Well,
totally different.
You couldn't block it if you want to at the game. Well, you can.
Well,
but
you probably the ideal, and I take this, the ideal way to watch a game on TV. I really got that experience when the college football season was because there were ESPN had things where you could hear the fans and you could hear the public address announcer, but you couldn't hear the play-by-play guys. So that to me was the perfect way to watch a game. Yeah, it's almost like being there but watching it on TV because you get all the sound of the crowd, you get all of the press announcer, because you'll say, number 37 with the interception, first down, Alabama. That's what you get. You don't get the nonsense that you hear from a guy like Chris Collinsworth or Joe Buck or, that shit makes me nauseous. I can't listen to it. So I just turn them all off.
To your point, I do agree. I do agree. I did lower the volume. I did watch a couple of games without hearing the announcers. And one thing that I got out of it, that I was able to see the field a little bit better based on what my eyes told me on what I saw and not being diluted by what I'm hearing on a play. So by me not listening to the announcers, I was able to pay a little bit more attention to exactly what happened on the field, and I got a better idea of what took place instead of being misinformed by some of these announcers that, man, like Boston Hater said, Chris Collinsworth, Joe Buck, they're terrible, man. They are terrible announcers. So, but being at the game, so yeah, it's a different story. Definitely being at the game, you want the whole hoopla. You want to enjoy the fans and the tailgating. But if those that haven't turned off the volume, but it is something you have to get used to. You got to get used to watching a game without the volume. If you're so used to hearing everything, it'll be weird at first. At least it was for me.
I'll tell you what people do, and this is what happens. A lot of people don't watch the game. That's what I find out. They don't watch. They listen, and they half watch. So because you're not watching the game, your opinion of what happened sometimes is very skewed. Where if you turn that volume off and you have to watch, you can't listen to, Collinsworth or Romo or Aikman. Well, I'm not going to put Romo in the class of those guys, but because Romo is much better than than the other two I named, and anybody else we've named for that matter. But when you listen to them, a lot of times you kind of have watched it, and what the people say kind of takes over in your mind, but you didn't see it. You didn't really see it. You glossed over it. You saw part of it. But when you see these guys actually, really, you get to see what happens. You don't get to hear anything. You get to see it. And so that's why I'm a real proponent of watching it without all of the commentary, because you have to watch football.
Yeah, and truth be told, with Collinsworth, people may agree and disagree, but he truly hates the Niners, man. And he's always negative when he talks about the Niners. It's like he has to be forced to say something positive because he's covering the Niner game, so he has to talk about. But you can hear it in him that he gives praise whoever's playing the Niners. I don't know if it's because he got his butt whipped twice in the Super Bowl. But, dude, let go of the grudge, brother. Let go of the grudge. How many years has it been since he got smacked? Over 20 years?
More than that. Well, the last time he got smacked, but remember, first time was in 1982, January of 82.
When he was
a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good point. If you guys, there was a thing you mentioned earlier to me, Nate. What's it called? Something the U or?
Oh, ESPNU.
Yeah.
That was for college, and that was what I was talking about. They have a bunch of different ways and angles that they show games, and but they only do it college. U is for university, so of course it's no NFL. But yeah, a lot of times you're watching college games on there, and all you can do is see the all 22 version. You can see the angle from behind the quarterback, but one of the best ones is the one where they have just the public address announcer and the fan noise, and that's my favorite.
Yeah. Have you ever watched that, Florida Mike? Have you ever watched a game without the volume? Just watch it without hearing anything?
Without the volume? No, but I have not watched a lot of pre and post game rhetoric and halftime. So I don't listen to the announcers. I don't even know who these guys are. I don't watch these people. So like if I'm watching a Niners game on TV, I will hear the play by play commentary, and that's about it. I don't watch pregame. I barely watch postgame, and I don't watch halftime with these guys.
Yeah.
So they get the most
Yeah.
out of me is play by play.
The play by play is a bunch of nonsense too.
Some
Throw them in with your
some
post game
so,
guys. Same
sometimes it's
stuff.
nice to listen to the radio announcers, if anything, over anybody on the TV during the game. They're not as good either, but at least they're not. They're Niners, so they're not going to be haters. But
Yeah, but they'll be homers.
yeah, yeah,
That's the
they are.
flip side.
Yeah, they love their team, but they're homers. Yeah, Papa, great Papa. Yeah, but I did. I mean, if anybody hasn't done it, I did. Nate mentioned it to me once. I tried it the first time. I watched it without the volume for about a half hour. I couldn't do it. I turned the volume back on. The next game, I went a little bit longer, and then I finally watched the whole game without the volume, and it was like I said, you got to get used to it. It's definitely because you're used to all the commercials and the talking and everything, but if you watch it without the volume, it is interesting. I'm not gonna lie. You are able to if you're really into looking play by play, seeing exactly what happened. If you're just kind of like just kick back and enjoying the game, not really breaking down anything, then I guess you can listen to the game. But if you really want to see a play like let's say Trent Williams had a missed tackle. Did he really, or there was something to it? And if you're not listening to the guy talk about it, and you see it for yourself, you'll see the difference.
Sometimes a lot of times what they say and what really happened, you're like, what
Yeah,
was he watching?
yeah. I've done
That's
that.
not what I just saw. Yeah.
And those are the haters. They're like, yeah, it's. But you know what? If you guys want to give it a shot, I would recommend to do it. But like I said, it's you got to get adjusted to it. Now, if you're someone that loves hearing things, like listening to something when you're watching, most likely it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you. You're going to have to, and if you have a lot of distractions in your home, probably not going to work for you either. So you got to be able to be in a place where nobody's really distracting you from watching it. Because to me, that's the same thing as watching it, listening to it. If your mind's being distracted, but I tried it. I like it. I don't know if I watch every game like that, but I'll definitely. What I've been doing lately is I've been watching the first half with the idiots, and then the second half I'll turn off the volume, and kind of play it both. Play it both ways. But that's something to think about, most definitely, to try out. And then I gotta check out the U too, the ESPN U, because I do love college, and I gotta check that out. Hey, by the way, real quick, I want to shift it a little bit. I heard that I don't know why, but there was two scouts at the Trevor Lawrence camp. I wonder why we had two scouts there. No way in the world are we going to get him. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't really have any thought to it.
It makes no sense
Maybe
to
they
me.
were looking at other players at Clemson, is all I can
Ah,
assume.
ah. See, okay, there you go. I didn't think about that. You're right. They might be looking at some receivers. That's a valid point. They could be looking at some. I don't know who the receivers. Um, I don't really care too much about the receivers this year, but coming out of Clemson, but we'll see. But that's a good point.
They,
Didn't even cross my
they
mind.
probably went there to get they probably went there to get a good laugh, considering that they have a copycat stadium named Death Valley that runs down the hill with balloons. So go Florida State. Quick little jab. But anyway,
Wow.
um, I wanted go
Uh,
Noles, go Noles. So anyway, I was gonna say I think they're just doing their due diligence, man. Like it's not strictly individually for their if they are they're processing in things and who knows what we got planned, man. I mean, we're not coming out saying what we're doing. We never do. So what I it's a couple things though, man, that I wanted to go over with you guys too, man. Now, Beto, this is more geared towards you because I already know how Boston hater feels about the guy Tom Brady. But there's been a lot of people talking about certain things, saying that did the 49ers make a mistake by not getting Tom Brady, considering that he won. And my thing is, before I let you answer that, Beto, my thing is because I know that you were kind of advocating for the possibility of him coming here. You know, him being a Niner fan, inspired by Montana. But me personally, I at the time you got to consider, was he a better option than Garoppolo prior to winning the Super Bowl at that time, and even still, would you want a guy in his 40s who's not a long term answer, no matter how experienced or not he is? Because here's the reality: a lot of these people talking about Tom Brady, we should have got him, are saying that after he won the Super Bowl. They weren't having that same energy with confidence prior to the Super Bowl because he came off one of his not so great seasons. Garoppolo just came off of a Super Bowl type season. Why would you consider a 40 something year old quarterback over a younger guy who actually had a better productive season that past season? Right? Doesn't make sense. And now to add on to that, after Brady won this Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, they act like he came to a rebuild in Tampa Bay, which he did not. They got Leonard Fournette. They acquired Gronkowski. They got Antonio Clown. Like, they got all these guys, these pieces to help catapult that team and make them win ready now. So it's not like he inherited some team. So what's your thought on that in terms of the Bucks getting Brady? Because there's rumors that are going around now saying that he wanted to come to San Francisco.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and
Mm-hmm.
the all I know is the Bucks defense was not a surprise to me this year. I saw a lot of that last year, towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw what the way the Bucks were coming up. So and then you have Godwin, you have Evans there. They're pretty stacked, a good offensive line. So as to the Niners, is he an upgrade than Jimmy? Yes, but would he last as long as Jimmy would? No. And just to put this to rest, the same outcome that Tom Brady had with the Bucks would have been nowhere near with the 49ers. The way the offensive line was juggling players due to injury, the way we lost players to injury, there's no way he would have the same production on the 49ers roster as he did with Tampa Bay. And a lot of fans, they see the final product. They see, okay, he won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they see that, and they get excited about that. And so now they're angry that we didn't get him. But I guarantee you, he wouldn't have won the Super Bowl with the Niners in 2020 based on the injuries. Now, I understand prior to the signing him, or if we would have signed him, we didn't know about the injuries. So, but I don't know. It goes both. I mean, I think he's an upgrade to Jimmy. Yes, hell yes, he's an upgrade even now. But if you're trying to for the long run, unless the Niners wanted to win now, they can win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. But then you let go of Jimmy. If you don't bring nobody in, now you're going 3, 4, 5 years without winning a championship game because now you're trying to do the quarterback carousel, trying to bring a quarterback that plays for your team. So as much as I like Tom Brady, I don't think he would have been a good fit for the Niners in 2020. That's just my personal opinion.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's good that you should convey that because that's the thing. Fans are going like bro Nate mentioned earlier. Fans, when the volume is off, they have to really pay attention to the game now because when the volume's on, they're listening halfway and then they're watching. They're doing both and they're not doing it at a high level. And that's the same thing with Brady. A lot of people are looking at the after results of the Super Bowl, but they're going off of what they see and what they hear. Man, that could have been us. We don't have the same dynamic as Tampa Bay built roster wise. We went through a crap load of injuries. Had those injuries still happened, I don't know that Tom Brady takes us to the Super Bowl and win without all those injuries that we had. We had one of the worst decimated rosters this year. I don't care how great a lot of people say Tom Brady is. We don't win the Super Bowl without starters. And mind you, at this time in the Super Bowl, I don't know how much impact it might have had, but it had to have something. KC losing their old lineman, it was almost a perfect storm. He's in Tampa Bay, another home game. He's got everybody around him, a great cast, a good enough cast of veteran guys. It was set up. He comes to the Niners. I don't know that we get Antonio Clown. We definitely don't get Gronkowski probably.
Yep.
But here's some people's argument. Some people say, had we got Brady, those guys would have wanted to come and play for him and would have taken a pay cut because that's what he does. And I'm like, I don't know that. That's speculation. Why would guys want to come here when we already have a lot of those positions filled already? I can't imagine Antonio Brown coming here, Deebo Samuel's development, or Brandon Ayuk. More rather, we wouldn't have seen Brandon Ayuk at all. And I don't know that we get to the Super Bowl with those guys. I don't know that we even acquire.
You have any thoughts?
All right.
Boston Hater?
Yeah. First off, Gronkowski absolutely shows up. I mean, he's following Tom wherever he goes. That's not even an issue. He played for next to nothing. He would have came no matter what. Antonio Brown probably would not have been allowed to come. Yeah. I don't think that we would have dealt with Antonio Brown. And, it's not because he was where he was on the depth chart. I mean, look, they had Godwin and Evans. Might have been the best tandem in football.
Yep.
And he came in there and, just piggybacked on that. But I don't think that the Niners would have dealt with him. So I don't think that could have been possible.
That could have been the decision why the Niners did not go with Brady, because maybe Brady said, "I want to bring." I wouldn't mind.
I don't know that he cares that much.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Gronk coming. I mean, imagine Gronk and
the bottom line is
Kittle.
this.
That would have been nice.
You have all these injuries all up and down the roster. Brady probably would have been injured too. There's a good chance he'd have got injured. So
the way the season was going, yeah.
And it's kind of hard to keep a team moving when we're talking about 13 games. In 13 games, we had more games lost to injury than any team in the history of the NFL.
That's crazy.
So you're going to tell me that Tom Brady is that good? I don't think there's any quarterback that good.
No.
That's a lot to overcome.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Patrick Mahomes out there with a couple of offensive linemen hurt, and he looked pedestrian.
Yeah.
As good as he is, Tom Brady wishes he was as good as Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. If Tom Brady was missing his two top tackles, you would have.
Oh, man. Oh, God. No.
Yeah. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is young. He's mobile. He's able to run, escape, which he did. Did a lot of running. Finally caught up to him, but Brady wouldn't have done that.
Did you see the numbers on that? That was crazy. Do you know that they said that Patrick Mahomes, in and out of the pocket, running around, running for his life, ran 497 yards in that game.
Yeah.
497 yards.
Yep, a quarterback.
That's insane. Yeah. I'm not saying that's how many yards he gained. That's how much he was moving around, running around for his life.
Yep. Yeah. Tom Brady would have not done that. If Tom Brady would have been on the Kansas City Chiefs and Mahomes on that Bucks, it would have been a whole completely different outcome. Oh, no. Never mind. It would have been the same outcome. The Bucks would have won. But my point being is you wouldn't got the same amount of play from Tom Brady with the Chiefs missing tackles that you did from Patrick Mahomes. And you saw him struggle. And like you said, he looked pedestrian. He didn't look like the Mahomes we saw against the Niners. Because of those tackles.
Actually, for 3.5 quarters, yes, he did.
Yeah. He
He
played
didn't
better,
do much of
though.
anything prior to that.
But he wasn't running through it for his life for all 3 quarters.
Well,
And this game, he was running for his life.
A little extra help with the holding and stuff kind of helped him out,
And you gotta love Kansas City fans, right? Complaining about all the holding, and penalties not called.
Well,
Where were they when they played the Niners?
hey, like I said, you know how it works. This is life. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. It's life. Deal with it.
He gave him a
Hey,
trophy.
you
he took it
benefited
away.
once. You didn't benefit this time. That's life.
Hey, I got a question for you guys out there in California. If anybody can help, if the Niners do open up some of the stadium, how is the rest of Northern California? Like, how is San Francisco holding up? Are they opening? Are they still on lockdown? What's the current status going on out there?
Well, it goes by county. Everything goes by county. So it's not just because one county opens up doesn't mean another county opens up. It depends on the the mayor of that county and the risk of the COVID within that county will determine whether they're open or not. Right now, where I'm at, Stanley County, there's a high risk of COVID, so they're not opening a lot of things. But yet in San Jose, they're opening more things. So it just depends. But just if Santa Clara opens up, doesn't necessarily mean San Francisco would open up. It just depends on where the level of COVID is.
And likewise, when you come down here in Southern California, you've got Orange County, who is very reluctant to close things to the level that they've ordered to do it. They try to keep a lot of things open, and they were, even though they had high risk. But you look at LA on the other hand, they've kept things pretty closed down, pretty consistently closed down. So it just depends on where you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm excited about next season already. I can't wait for it to come, but it's a lot of things that can happen between now and next season. So I know this, man. I have to live close enough to the Succaneers now to hear all of their talk, seeing Tom Brady apparently being drunk, throwing the Lombardi or whatever, and just hearing their fan. It's funny. I have proof that I was at the Bucs game last year in the opener and recently before that, and I was at the Bucs game last year when the Niners came. First game of the season. That's the game Quan Alexander got ejected, remember? And I'm telling, this is pre-COVID. I did not see a lot of Buck fans. I mean, it was 50-50. There was just as many Niner fans there as Tampa Bay. And all of a sudden, these guys come out the woodwork.
Oh, of course. Of course. A lot of people that had their
I got people that I know personally that I'd be like, who was your quarterback last year? Oh, man, I don't know. I know we won, man. I can't remember his name. You're like, you don't. How do I know your quarterback last year and you don't?
Yep.
You should at least know who his quarterback was.
Or if they know the name, they don't know his stats. They don't know how many touchdowns or interceptions he might have thrown. They don't know anything.
I don't care about their stats, but it's just the principle, man. If you're gonna say that just be honest. If you like this team because you're in Florida and they're a Florida team and you want to root for Florida football or whatever, then just say that. Just say, hey, I'm not really a fan, but I support the Florida teams if they win. I'm a bandwagoner. Just say that. I'm all right. But don't act like you've been down with this team because you haven't. I've been to the games when the Niners come here. I've been. And I have not seen Tampa Bay show up and show out like that. Niner fans are just as thick in their stadium in Raymond James as Tampa Bay. I got video to prove it. So I can put my video where my mouth is because I was there last year.
Yeah. I hear you. A lot of the fans, they're not going to admit they're bandwagon fans. They're going to be, and these fans are probably really fans, but they're not loyal fans. I don't know if that came out right, but they claim to be fans, but they're not loyal. They put away their jerseys when their team sucks, and then when they start winning, they bring out their gear, take out the dust, and then now they're sporting all their gear. Of
course,
yeah, but you get that. Unfortunately, you get that with all teams, though. I see that with Niners.
But the thing is, it's Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski gear. It's not Rondé Barber gear. That's my thing. They're not. They're come latelys. That's the bottom line. Don't come out here with your, with your Gronkowski and Antonio Brown gear. Where's your Rondé Barber, Warren Sapp. Yeah, bring that too.
Yeah, they want real quick talking about the vaccine. Somebody wanted me to get a vaccine. I told them, "Oops."
Denied.
I said, "No way, no way, I'm getting that vaccine." But I know a lot of you guys. Some of you guys are mandatory because of your job, and I respect that. You guys have to do it, but not me, bro. Unless they bring the military and they put you know, you got to do it. We'll see, but I don't know, man. I'm skeptical when it comes to the vaccine, man. So I ain't touching it myself. But I
Well,
understand those that have to.
I know this. San Francisco, Lord will be coming to Florida this year, and I'm excited about that. They're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I
They
can't
are.
wait. I'm hoping that Jacksonville allows the fans to come in the game because if they do, your boy Florida Mike will be in the house in Duval.
Did they have any fans? Because I know that Bucks had fans.
They weren't till later in the year, and it was very few.
You talking about the Bucks?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully,
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to be like, but if they like I said they do allow, I don't know what Jacksonville was like this year. I mean, I don't follow them, but if they do allow fans in there, count us in. We will be there, and hopefully, I can, you know, show our fans a little bit of that experience while I'm there.
exactly. Yeah. So hopefully, things will by the time the season opens, it'll be a little bit better, and there'll be fans watching the game, so that you can definitely go enjoy and root for the Niners. Because it would kind of suck. The Niners will be in Florida, and you're not able to watch them because they have they're not allowing fans to go. That would be, that'll be terrible. Says Dina says
I'll
what?
still go ahead.
It says, I just want to read the comments. Said Dina, brother, me, it's all the Eagle fans jumping the bandwagon, I guess, Chiefs bandwagon because of Reed. Oh, I see what you're. Yeah, fan base follows certain players or coaches. Just like Bucks gained a bunch of Patriot fans when Tom Brady went to the Bucks. But yeah, those fans are not. I don't care what you say. Joe Montana went to Kansas City, and I was rooting for the Niners and Steve Young. Yeah, I don't understand fans that do that. I had a good friend of mine. He was a Raider. He was a Miami Dolphin, and I forgot other team because of a certain player. And I'm like, right, this is the 49er brand, not the player. So
yeah.
I follow the brand, not the player.
No, you got some people that are player fans, and
And
has
those are the ones
nothing
that
to
don't want
do
to
with
boast to leave,
team.
right?
Yeah, that's why it's easy to leave when your guy goes, you go with him. I get it.
Yeah, it's you gotta you gotta follow the brand. You may not always be happy when a team gets rid of a certain player. You feel that it's wrong, but if you're a true fan of the brand, you're entitled to be upset, but you're still got to follow the brand. But real quick, before as we're coming close to the end of the show, I just wanted to take a moment of silence for those that lost their lives in that tragic accident in Fort Worth, Texas. I don't know if you guys
It's in
heard.
Dallas. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
133 cars involved in that accident, and I don't know if you guys watch videos, but I seen there's people that
I
are
saw it. It was
there's people
it was
that are
terrible,
friend of
man.
mine, I guess, not really
Absolutely
friends of
terrible.
mine, but on Facebook, and they actually recorded with their phones.
I had
And
a
I see this.
couple of I
Yeah.
had a family member that recorded that video. Was
Really?
on the other side of the freeway and recorded it for like 9 minutes. And one of the things that I saw that really just kind of made my heart drop was there was a FedEx truck that came screeching. It was not like the little, like the
You talk about the
like
white
the
truck that
big
got
brown
thrown up
UPS
there?
truck size. It was a big rig. And that big rig just came sliding on into that pile up of cars. And you saw it climb up on 2 or 3 cars and just sit there. I was like, wow. And then it just started. 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 And then
Yeah, I saw this. I don't know if you've seen this part, but I saw this white truck. You know, your regular, small truck.
Pick up.
And he was sitting, and here comes a big rig, hits it, and flipped it up in the air. It just shot it up in the air. I mean, I saw it. The guy was recording, and you saw that truck just fly up in the air and get tossed, man. That when I saw that, my heart went out. I mean, my heart went out already, being everything, but man, that was scary. So if we can all take a moment to pray and silence just for all those affected by that accident, my heart goes out, man. It was terrible, and for what I heard, there was, I think, 8 deaths, 8 casualties, if not more. So within your own time, if you can pray for the families of those affected, they would truly appreciate it. But let's take a moment of silence for those that passed away in that accident. All right. Thank you guys for doing that with me. I appreciate it. Listen, some of them could have been your family, some of them just strangers, but nevertheless, if you're a human being with a heart, man, you gotta, because the reality that could have been that could have been us going to work, happening. So I heard it was black ice, right?
Yes.
I'm California, don't have that, so I am so blessed. We have idiots, but not black ice on the road.
Sometimes it's about the same.
yeah. But at least an idiot's going to be one car, not, maybe two.
You ever seen
cars.
the Cajon Pass?
Who? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. The Grapevine?
Oh, I don't pass very often there, but I heard a lot of stories about the Grapevine. Never seen any accidents on the way up or down when I do travel there.
Nasty.
But it was terrible. If you guys haven't watched the videos, I wouldn't even recommend to watch it, man, because it's really
nothing you want to see.
Yeah, it's very graphic, man. It's really, really graphic on some of those videos, man. So I take my word for it. I mean, if you want to watch it, I'm pretty sure you'll find it on YouTube or somewhere on Facebook. But yeah, it's heartbreaking. So the city of Dallas, man, don't like Dallas. Everybody knows I don't like Dallas, but in this particular moment, I'm gonna just love on Dallas and the people that lost their lives and got injured, man. That's terrible. I cannot imagine myself being stuck and seeing a semi come from the rear window, and I can't do nothing about it because I'm stuck inside the car. That is, whew. All right. Let's move on because that's depressing. So anything you guys want to say as we come to a close? We have about 2 minutes left to the hour. Is anything you guys want to touch up on as we come to a close?
No, I'm good.
What about you, Florida Mike?
Hey, I just saw Tom's comments from earlier, so I wanted to make sure what's going on, my brother Tom. And big shout out to the Canadian Niner chapter, as we got one up there too. So, my dream, bros, if the fans are allowed in the stadium and if things get better, man, it'd be so cool if we could all get up and do a show, or at least bring something live to the fans. That would be awesome, like a little video live or something like that, to where if I can get my way out there to Cali, man, join you guys, man, that'd be awesome. That's a dream. That's a goal I have.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a game here in California and the stadium's open, you guys will make your way down here. That'll be awesome. Meet you guys in person. That'll be sweet. I'm gonna have to wear some high boots to kind of catch up to you guys, but that'll be nice meeting you guys in person.
Absolutely. So that's it, man. I am thankful for Tampa Bay giving us Steve Young. So appreciate that, sucking ears. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh well. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for participating with the N.W.A. podcast. We are grateful to each and every one of you for always being faithful, watching our show. Remember to smash the like button and remember to share the video. Let's grow the channel. Let those know about our channel so that we can grow together. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys, God willing, on Monday. Until then, we are out. Good night, and God bless.